From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for October 6, 2016. I'm Sarah Singletary.
And I'm Jordan Elston. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Troy University learned which 5 young women are making up this year's homecoming queen court. The announcement was made following last night's volleyball matchup against Tennessee. This year's court is Brogan Freeland, Callie Bennett, Destiny Oliver, Simone Shaw, and our very own Jordan Elston. One of the members of the court will be named Troy's homecoming queen during the homecoming game on October 15th. Jamal will have last night's volleyball matchup coming up later in sports.
Thank you, Sarah. For most Troy University students, finding a parking space may be the most difficult part of their day, while the hunt for a place to park may be getting a little easier with a brand new lot coming to campus. Parking. It's an issue that many Troy University students have been complaining about for quite some time, but a new addition to campus could rid students of their complaints.
The proposal is to take the wooded area that's in front of the Trojan Center, between the Trojan Center and the track, and that area will be cleared out and filled in, and a parking lot will be built there.
The parking lot, which will be located in this wooded area behind me, will contain between 550 and 600 spots. There are still a few projects that need to be completed before the construction begins. However, Reeves says that he is hopeful that the project will begin soon.
We've got to go through the engineering process and the bidding process and all of that, but we would begin that process soon, because as we bring some other projects up to speed, as Dr. Brookout and his staff work to get the north end zone building project up and going, and as we work with them to get the student wellness center up and going, that's going to take parking away. So we've got to put the parking piece, at the front end to go ahead and get the parking built, so that when we take parking away, we won't be, we'll gain parking.
The parking lot will be paid for with the money that the university makes through parking tickets, decals, and license plate purchases, and therefore no additional fees will be added for the next school year. And how do students feel about the parking addition?
I think it's a great idea. We definitely need it.
I feel that this will be a great addition to Troy. I feel like that when we have our games, home games, parents will have more parking and more access, so they won't get tickets.
I think it's a good thing. Parking is a pretty serious issue, especially in the morning. In the afternoon, it's not so bad, but in the morning, it gets pretty crazy. So we definitely need more parking. It needs to be improved for sure.
I think it's a great idea because it causes, when you don't have parking, then it causes you to want to park somewhere where you end up getting tickets and possible towing. So it is a mandatory need for Troy to get new parking.
Reeves says that at this time there's no set date of completion for the parking lot project.
A Troy University student is performing an amazing feat of endurance as a way to help inspire the Troy University community to restore vision to a professor who faced personal tragedy earlier this year. Troy University student Ben Barnett is riding this bike for 24 hours straight. It is a part of an effort to raise money to help Troy University professor Joseph Arnold. Arnold was the victim of a house fire earlier this year that destroyed the device that allows the visually impaired instructor to see.
The insurance said that they didn't see it as a necessity. They didn't see it as something they had to replace. And so they're replacing a lot of things, and I heard about this, and to me this overall improves his quality of life. Immediately after I heard about this tragedy, I felt some need that I wanted to help this man out. I wanted to do something I could help him out with. There had to be something.
So Barnett and the Brothers of Pi Kappa Phi organized this fundraising effort to raise the $15,000 required to purchase a new eSight device. Barnett hopes that the entire Troy University community will take part in helping a fellow Trojan in need.
We're extending this to the entire student body, and I'm challenging the Trojan Nation to raise to meet this challenge and to help Mr. Arnold and his family out.
In addition to the bike ride, which will end at 7 a.m. on Friday, the Brothers of Pi Kappa Phi were selling baked goods, grilled lunches, and raffle tickets, but also raising awareness about the visually impaired by teaching students how to play cornhole without the use of their sight.
We're doing empathy cornhole. What you have to do is put the blindfold on, and so it simulates being in darkness or being visually impaired or blind. All right, and so what we'll do is you stand on opposite ends of the boards, obviously, and you play a normal round of cornhole, but you can't take the blindfold off. You can't take it off to find your bean bags. You can't take it off to see where the hole is or line yourself up.
And Barnett says that even though $15,000 is a lofty goal, he believes it is within their grasp if everyone works together.
I know we're capable of anything. Look at all the stuff that we've done this year as the Troy Nation, that one Troy we're talking about. I think we can come together, rally behind this man, and we can make this happen.
If you are unable to visit the Pi Kappa Phi tent and still want to donate to the cause, you can contribute to their GoFundMe account by visiting gofundme.com/callingalltrojans. Last night's Trojan volleyball matchup against Tennessee was broadcast on ESPN3, but it wasn't just student athletes showing off their skills.
That's true, Sarah. Some Troy University journalism students were displaying their talents behind the cameras as part of a new class offered this semester. William McCarthy has the story.
Some Troy University students got the chance this semester to learn how to produce and film a live sporting event for ESPN. It is a new class being offered in the Hall School of Journalism. Assistant Athletic Director Mike Frege says there was a need and want for more live production.
And one of the challenges we had with it, with the size of staff we have, is just not having enough people to help us out with it. So we kind of were brainstorming, and the thing we came up with was a touch base with Dr. Spurlock over in the journalism department and talk to him about, hey, how can we incorporate the student body into this and make it more of a student project rather than just an athletics project.
These students are not just here to learn how to shoot a camera. Frege says there's more to the class and more production involved.
We really wanted to teach them the ins and outs of what's going on. So we have trained them up on using the switcher, kind of doing the audio part of the system, also doing the graphics part. And that's the big part of what ESPN3 does, is the graphics aspect of it. And it's a lot of work for what it's doing.
Some of the students got to share what they have learned from the class so far and how they will use it in their future careers.
Well, it's been a pretty good experience. Being a part of TrojanVision really helps out because it's a lot of the same things. Running cameras, being director, you know, the only really new thing that I've had to learn how to do is work the replay system. That's fairly new, but it's really easy. So the class has gone smoothly. It really is just because of the work that we do down at TrojanVision.
I'm putting this on my resume. That's gonna be like it's gonna look real good on my resume, showing that I've actually got to do something with ESPN. Like, it'll look real good for everybody, and I'll be able to, I've learned how to shoot new angles and stuff, so that'll help me a lot out in the future.
William McCarthy, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Last night's match was the first of many ESPN3 broadcasts from the Trojan Arena this year. Jamal will have the results of the match later up in sports.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
And thank you for sticking around for an update on the world of Trojan sports. Kicking things off with the hottest team in the Sun Belt Conference. I'm talking about Neil Brown's Trojan football team. The 4-1 Trojans continue to enjoy their bye week, catching up on schoolwork, getting back in class, and just overall getting a rest from the first month of play. And hey, even the head man in charge welcomed in the bye week. Here he is.
We've got to be smart as a coaching staff, and I think the coaches need some downtime. I think the players need some downtime, come back, refresh, and then we've got 2 games in 5 days coming off the bye week. So in this bye week, we not only have to do some work for Georgia State, but we also have to get some work done for South Alabama as well.
Hey, Coach, did they mention that it's a bye week? Preparing for the matchup after the next matchup. But the Trojans will continue to first prepare for an October 15th matchup with Georgia State. The Trojan volleyball team returned to Trojan Arena last night to take on Tennessee in a match televised on ESPN3. And despite some close sets, the Trojans couldn't pull out a win against the Volunteers. The Trojans fell to Tennessee 3-0 on Wednesday night at Trojan Arena, despite a trio of Trojans tallying 7 kills in the match. The Trojans lost by scores of 25-21, 25-23, and 25-19. Simone Shaw, Logan Page, and Leah Causey each had 7 kills on the night. The trio led the team in that category, and Page had a .312 hitting percentage. And Coach Sonny Kirkpatrick already had an idea of what he wanted to see from his team before they took the court against the Volunteers.
That's what we're here for. We're here to try to get better every time we step on the floor. With it being an out-of-conference match, it gives us a chance to work on some other things that we've been working on the last couple weeks and try to make sure that we have everything set going into South Alabama on Saturday.
Up next, Troy travels to Mobile for a crucial Sun Belt matchup with South Alabama on Saturday. First serve is set for 4 p.m. And Scott Kidd said that last weekend's play from his team was the best start that he'd seen since he's been at Troy. And it's still the fall, so they're just out there getting back into the swing of things, right? Well, not really. The fall season carries a bit more of importance for not only the players, but the team.
For sure. And, you know, tennis, it confuses a lot of people because the spring is our what we call our team season, but the fall highlights the individuals, the doubles and the singles. And what happens is it gives these kids an opportunity to get a national ranking in singles and doubles. What does that help? It helps us in the preseason team ranking. If these kids are doing well and having great results, then it brings attention to the team, and it helps us to possibly get not only a preseason team ranking, but a good ranking.
The men's tennis team will take part in the Mercer Gridiron Invitational this weekend. Play starts Friday and continues through Sunday. And for the women's tennis team, after a weekend of only taking 3 players to the Georgia Southern Invitational, this weekend will be more of a complete team as they travel to Waco, Texas for some pretty heavy competition.
This weekend is going to be exciting because we're taking 6 of the girls, so basically almost the full team, and we're going to go to Baylor. So we're going to have high competition of tennis. We got teams such as Mississippi State are going to compete, Wisconsin, Baylor, and Georgia State, who, the Sun Belt champs are going to be there too, and ULM. So it's going to be a lot of good quality tennis, and our players will face some ranked players, nationally ranked, so that's an opportunity for them. If they beat them, they can get ranked.
The Baylor Under Armour Invitational will be the event of competition for the Trojans. Play begins on Friday.